Hi, my name is Kiri and welcome to today's session. Today we wanted to do a short practice that's going to help address a little bit of mobility for your lower back. It's going to be a nice easy session to follow up with the yoga for back pain practice that I put out in the video last week. And all you're going to need for your practice today is your mat, so roll that out and we'll begin whenever you're ready. So today's practice will actually begin in our comfortable seat. So find a nice easy cross or your legs extended, whatever feels good for you. Maybe bring your hands into your lap to find a little bit of peace, or you can bring them onto your knees if that feels a little bit more comfortable. But allow yourself to take a couple of deep breaths to help set the tone. Filling yourself up fully with each inhale, followed by a nice long exhale as you relax the chest, the ribs, and pull the navel in towards the spine. Do that one more time. Big breath in, followed by a big breath out. Okay, on your next inhale, you're going to gently wiggle through your fingers and your toes. And then as you find your next inhale breath, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Big inhale, reach. Think about really lengthening through your torso as you reach up. And then as you exhale, take a nice big bend as you take your right hand over towards the right side of your mat. Keep your left chest rotated open towards the sky as you take a nice big side bend over towards your right. Try to find length through that left side body. As you inhale, create some space. Find length through your spine. And then as you exhale, take a deeper side bend towards that side. Can we do that one more time? Inhale, rise. And then again, exhale. Take another big breath in as you reach both arms back up high, really lengthening through your torso, not just the arms. And then as you exhale again, left hand rests down towards the left side, rotate your right chest open towards the sky as you take a nice big side bend to the left. Again, use your inhales to create space and length, and then your exhales to deepen. Good, we'll do that one more time. Inhale, length, and then exhale, find some depth. Good. We'll do the next one without the supporting arm. Inhale again, reach back up towards the top. And once you do that, you can lace the hands and push the palms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, keep that length through the arms, really reaching through up towards the ribs, and then take a side bend towards your right. And then again, big inhale back to center. And then exhale to the left. Good. We'll do one more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And then inhale, center. And exhale, left. Gently bring it all the way back up to the top. And then as you exhale, release the palms all the way down to your sides. Okay. You'll gently roll over to your hands and your knees. So you can uncross the legs. Make it to your tabletop position. And make sure your hands are a little bit wider than the shoulders and your knees are stacked right underneath your hips. And then as you find your next inhale, we'll drop the belly as you lift your gaze. And then as you find your exhale, push the earth away. Okay, we'll start with the full cat-cows. As you create some space and length through the body. Yeah, we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. And then big exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Come back into a nice neutral spine. And then we're going to focus the cat-cows on just your lower back. So just think about pressing down firmly into the hands. The upper body is going to not move. And then as you find your next inhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis up. So it's almost like you're lifting your booty up towards the sky, finding that little arch through your lower back. And then as you exhale, tuck your pelvis underneath, feeling your lower back round. Good. On your next inhale again, lift the tailbone up, finding that pelvic tilt. And then again, exhale as you tuck the pelvis forward. Good. Can we do that 2 more times? Inhale, isolating the lower back. Inhale, tailbone lifts. And then exhale as the tailbone rounds. Good. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale. It's really good practice so that you know where your hips are in space, even when you're just standing. Good. Come back into a nice neutral spine. And then on your next inhale, we'll take that right leg all the way back behind you. Push back into that heel to start. And then gently lift that leg back up towards the sky. Take a nice big inhale, really pushing back into that heel. Maybe find that little arch through your lower back, keeping the ribs drawn in. And then as you exhale, bring that knee towards your chest and round through your lower back. Inhale again as you extend the leg back. And then exhale again, knee to chest, focusing on the lower back as you round. Good. Inhale again, extend the leg back. And then exhale again, knee to chest. Beautiful. Good. Extend that leg all the way back behind you. And then exhale, lower that knee back down towards the ground. Good. Moving on to the other side. Inhale, reach that left leg back. Push back into the heel, keeping the toes down to start. Good. And then start to lift the leg. Push back into that heel, really, really straight through that leg as you engage that glute. And then exhale again, round as you bring that knee towards your chest, anchoring that leg forward as far as you can. Inhale again, extend. Exhale again, knee to chest. Really good. Inhale again, extend. And then final time, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend it all the way back behind you before exhaling and bringing that knee down towards the ground. Good. We'll give our wrists a bit of a break by taking our knees out nice and wide, bringing our toes together. Find that child's pose. Extending the arms forward. If you know you're a little bit tight through your traps, you can bring the arms out a little bit wider. But try to relax the forehead down so that there's no extra tension through the neck as we take a couple of deep breaths. Good. 2 more. Good. Last one. Good. Gently slide your hands back slightly so that you can lift yourself back up to your hands and your knees. And then you'll tuck your toes and send your hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. So downward facing dog is about lengthening through the entire back body. So starting with the hands, pressing down into the fronts of the hands and into your fingertips as we shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. And then think about lifting the hips up nice and high, and you can keep the knees bent to start, and then maybe just lowering the heels one at a time, opening up into the back of the legs just a little bit deeper. Good. Moving nice and slow, taking your time. Good. And then take your time to slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. Your feet are going to land about hip distance apart. And then on your next inhale, slide your hands up towards your shins as you lift up, halfway lift. And then as you find a nice big exhale, bend your knees a lot and find ragdoll. So ragdoll, crossing arms overhead, letting your head drop, finding a gentle swing and sway left and right. And the more that you bend your knees here, the more you're going to find a little bit of a decompression for your lower back as you create space through your spine. But don't worry, we're going to open up through the legs too, because it's all connected. Good. So start with bent knees. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, straighten the legs the best you can, only to your capacity. Good. Inhale, bend the knees, relax. Big exhale, straighten the legs. Good. One more time. Inhale, bend the knees a lot. And then exhale again as you straighten. Good. Bend the knees a lot, and this time release the hands all the way back down towards the ground. And then you're going to inhale again one more time, halfway lift. And then exhale again, forward fold. Good. In that forward fold, you'll keep your right foot exactly where it is, and you're going to lift your head a little bit so you can press down into your hands and slide that left foot back behind you. We're going to find ourselves in a lunge position, so gently lower that back knee down towards the ground, and then you're going to gently come on up into your low lunge. Good. So we're going to find that pelvic tilt that we did in the beginning of class. So when we did our cat-cows, we had our booty back or our booty forward. So think about pressing your hips forward. So you feel the gentle engagement happening through that left quad that is on the floor, or left knee that's on the floor, but you'll feel it in that quad as you engage your pelvis forward. And then from there, slowly start to press forward into that front leg as you keep the glutes engaged. And we don't want to dump into our lower back, right? We want to keep our spine nice and long, keeping the hips squeezed forward. Get gently pressing the weight forward as you feel that big opening happening through the front of that left hip. Good. If we need a little bit of support here, you can take both of your hands onto that front thigh and gently lean forward. Good. But we're going to see if we can hold this for 2 more. Really good. 1 more. Good. Take your time. Take a nice big inhale here. And then you're going to exhale as you plant that left hand back down towards the floor. Good. We're going to pick up that back knee. Keep that left hip nice and stable. Reach that right arm high, finding a gentle twist. Good. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale as you plant that hand to the inside of that right foot. And the reason we want to do that is so that we can drop that back knee down and then send that right foot behind us to meet the left. Good. Now we're going to do the opposite side. Gently come up onto toes, tuck the toes, and lift the hips up nice and high. Find that downward facing dog. Good. And then you're going to walk your feet forward again to meet the hands. Inhale again, flatten the back, halfway lift, lengthen the spine forward. And then as you exhale, forward fold, as you bend the knees a lot. And then from here, this time, your hands are going to press down, step into your left foot as you slide the right foot back. Good. So the same rules apply. Gently lower that back knee once you arrive. Use your torso to come on up. And instead of having your booty back, think of tucking your pelvis forward, feeling that engagement happening through the front of that right leg. And then again, you can have your hands on that top thigh as you gently start to press forward. Good. You can keep the back toes tucked for support, but just make sure we're not flaring the ribs forward and finding that arch. Think about engaging your center. That helps support the lower back as you gently press forward into the hips. Big breaths. It's very important to help our nervous system stay calm in the midst of sensation. Good. Can you find 2 more? Really good. 1 more. Yeah, take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, take that right hand, place it onto the inside of the mat or inside of that left foot. And then you're going to tuck the back toe and lift the back knee up off the mat. Inhale, reach that left arm high. Yeah, do your best to stack shoulders, really reaching that left arm high, not letting the right hip drop. Good. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Last one. Good. Gently bring that hand to the inside of the left foot. Drop that back knee. And then slide that left foot all the way back behind you. Good. We're going to do 1 chaturanga dandasana or 1 tricep push-up. You could always do this one on knees. Just lower yourself slowly down towards the floor. Beautiful. Once you're ready, you're going to take one hand on top of the other, resting your chin or your forehead on top of that. And then you're going to zip the legs together. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your legs up off the mat. And then on the exhale, hold it there. Use that inhale to lift a little bit higher. And then your exhale to lower. The shoulders have a tendency to stiff up trying to lift, so try to keep your shoulders nice and relaxed and focus on the legs. Inhale again, squeeze and lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale again, squeeze and lift a little bit more. And then exhale, lower. Really good. 1 more time. Inhale again, squeeze and lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale again, lift that bit more. And then exhale, lower. Good. We'll bend both knees, bringing our feet up towards the sky. Open up your knees nice and wide and just roll out those quads. And a gentle roll out for the lower back. Okay, you'll take your time as you lower your feet all the way down towards the ground. And then all you're going to do is just flip yourself around onto your back. So allow yourself to rotate all the way down. Yeah, and once you do, you're going to slowly bend the knees one at a time. Bring your knees into your chest. And give yourself a couple of big hugs. So think about inhale, pull the knees away. And then as you exhale, pull the knees in. Good. Can we do that a few more times? Inhale away. This is Apanasana. Really good for your lower back. One more time. Inhale away. And then exhale again, knees into chest. Good. We'll slowly lower feet all the way back down towards the ground. We're going to find our bridge pose. So bring our feet close to our hips. And then have your feet and your knees hip distance apart. Tuck your shoulders underneath so it's a nice flat platform against the upper back. On your next inhale, squeeze as you lift the hips up towards the sky. Think chin to chest. And then exhale again as you slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Okay, that was one lift. We're going to do a total of 4 more. Inhale again, squeeze and lift. Exhale again as you lower. Number 3, squeeze and lift. And then exhale, lower. Good. Last 2. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, lower. And one last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Good. And you'll bring your knees into your chest. One last big hug in. Good. Then we'll end with a nice long lateral, or what we call banana pose. So you're going to take the arms all the way up overhead, reaching the legs out nice and long. And then we'll take our feet, make sure both hips and both shoulder points stay on the floor, but your feet are going to shimmy over towards the right corner of the mat until your left foot can't go anymore. And then you're going to cross your left ankle over the right one. And then we're going to do the same thing with the upper body. Head, neck, shoulders, arms, head, neck, shoulders, arm, all shimmy over towards the right side, so the same side as a leg, so that your body creates this nice half moon or banana shape. And you're going to use your right hand to grab that left wrist. Again, don't let the shoulder come off the mat. Make sure it's pressing down towards the floor, and you're just using that right arm to gently guide that left arm over. So you'll feel a full lengthening sensation happening all throughout that left side body. Breathing nice and big as we create some space. Good, and allow ourselves to settle here for 4 more. And as you finish up that final breath, you'll gently release the hand, uncross the ankles, let your feet shimmy all the way back to center. Let your head, neck, and shoulders walk itself all the way back to center. Middle's not going to quite feel like middle, so what you're going to do is bring your knees into your chest, turn yourself into a ball, squeeze, so that when you do stretch out, you are nice and long and you're nice and straight. Okay, so the same thing. This time your feet are going to shimmy over towards the left side until the right one can't go any further. Cross right ankle over left. And then same thing, head, neck, and shoulders also shimmy to the left. Left hand grabs right wrist this time. Guide that arm over without letting that shoulder come off the mat as we breathe a little bit bigger and deeper into that right side body. Good. Finishing up this side with 5 more breaths. And we got 2 more. Really good. Last one. And as you finish up that final breath, take your time, gently uncross ankles, uncross hands. Bring everything back to middle. And slowly bring your knees into your chest one final time. And then we'll finish up with happy baby, taking your feet up towards the sky, grabbing the outsides of your feet. If that's not accessible for you, you can just grab the outsides of your thighs, just letting your knees fall nice and wide. And then just gently give yourself a rock side to side. Yeah, and we'll give one last big hug in. Bring your forehead up to meet the knees. Squeeze all the muscles of the body. Hold your breath at the very top as you fill yourself with your inhale breath. Hold the breath and squeeze the body for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big exhale as you release the body and release your breath. So find comfort in your Shavasana today, wherever that might be, whether that's on your back, prone on your belly, or maybe even on your side. Because comfort means that there is less distractions and it becomes easier to feel, to hear your inner voice in stillness. So as we take a moment in stillness in our Shavasana, checking in physically, mentally, emotionally. And I know that it can be frustrating when you have tension or you feel pain in your body. But rather than feeling frustrated, know that your body is doing everything that it possibly can to keep you safe, to keep you healthy, and to keep you moving. We just need to give it the tools, the time, and the opportunity to build strength, still have mobility, and to be able to move in a way that feels good for our bodies. So as we check in, release your breath, let it come back to its natural pace and rhythm. Soften through your jaw, your shoulders, your hips. Take one moment to just let go and be. So you take one last moment in stillness, checking in one last time as you fill yourself up with big breath in, followed by a big breath out. Gently wiggling through your fingers and your toes. And if one last full body stretch is called to you, reach the arms and legs in a full body stretch one last time. And whenever you feel ready, start to bend the knees, rotate yourself onto your favorite side, Coming into that comfortable fetal position, allowing yourself to reset for the rest of the day. Before you slowly but surely make your way to your comfortable seat. Once you arrive, placing one hand over heart, one hand over belly, knowing that you did an amazing job by showing up for yourself today, moving in the midst of discomfort. Thank you so much for being here and for allowing me to guide yours today, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you at the next one.